sa kamay ng trusted na trusted niya dahil maliwanag naman sa kahit na sino na namumuno kapag pagagandahin natin ang ating bansa, eh kailangan talaga yung infrastruktura. That is a basic element. So that is why you have a long and celebrated history stretching back many centuries. The department's accomplishments have not only changed our landscapes, but defined our society as a whole. From the majestic government buildings, the large projects such as dams and irrigation systems, bridges, highways connecting our many islands, the public works has been at the front and center of the planning and construction of it all. It has also been responsible for building flagship projects such as San Juanico Bridge, Cultural Center of the Philippines. Baka naman sabihin nila, pangkalsada lang at saka tulay. Ang Department of Public Works, tignan naman ninyo, award-winning yung Cultural Center, tapos hindi lamang yun, yung inyong ginawa ng mga ospital na sinimulaan ng aking nung First Lady noon, First Lady Imelda, ay sinimula niya lahat ng mga ospital na specialty hospital at ang DPWH din ang nagtayo lahat niyan. Kaya kung minsan ay hindi na nalalaman ng taong bayan. Akala nga nila lahat kasi pag inisip public works and highways, yan tulay yan at saka highway. Kailangan malaman ng tao na hindi lamang 'yon. Na kahit na sa mga social projects na hindi mo sasabing infrastructure project pero nagtatayo nga ng ospital, naglalagay nga ng mga cultural center, ay nakita ninyo sa buong buhay at kasaysayan ng Pilipino, nasa gitna lagi ang Department of Public Works. Meron pa, yung pang nabanggit ni Sekmani, yung Pan-Philippine Highway na galing Lawag sa Ilocos Norte hanggang Zamboanga na connecta, that everything was connected and brought Filipinos even closer together. So these are just a few in a very long list of accomplishments that the DPWH has built over the course of 1.25 century. You should be proud, for each of you has contributed not only to the building of these structures, but to the building of the nation as a whole. With these achievements in mind, I express my warmest gratitude to all the officials and employees who work in the department and the attached agencies and bureaus for serving the Filipino people faithfully for these 125 years. It is an example to all of us that through your dedication and industry, that we now have structures that produce opportunities, facilitate commerce, increase mobility, and protect the lives of our people. I also extend my special congratulations to the awardees we recognize today for exemplifying the core values of the department and for leaving an indelible mark in our society and among the people whom they serve. Yun lamang naman, parang napupuna ko, parang kilala ko lahat yung mga duman dito ng may home to, si Yusek Pipo, tawa ng tawa. Alam niyo. But I suppose kasi marami kami talaga binibigay na trabaho sa kanila. And they have served well. So I congratulate them for all the hard work. Now, it will not only be in specific parts. At nakita naman natin dun sa video na napakadaming malalaking proyekto na ating gagawin ngayon. Sekmani mentioned it, the golden age of infrastructure. Well, hindi pa naman, huwag natin patapusin yung golden age of infrastructure. Ipagpatuloy natin ang golden age of infrastructure ngayon dahil naman kailangan na kailangan ng ating mga kababayan. So to the awardees and to all of the members of the Department of Public Works and Highways, I hope your example will inspire your colleagues and the new generation of public workers to follow your lead. Build on your legacy and work for the benefit of the Filipino people. So as we celebrate this milestone, it continues to be my hope that everyone in the Department of Public Works will remain steadfast in its mandate as well as stay committed to fulfilling this administration's 8-point socio-economic agenda by committing to construct and finish critical infrastructure projects on time, on schedule, and under budget. In line with this, I urge you to continue streamlining your procedures, preventing delays and costs and overruns, and enforcing transparency measures in all government projects and transactions. You are not alone in this. The entire government is there working with you to bring the synergies that we can bring together, to make the government more efficient, to make the bureaucracy more modern, more aware of all the new technologies and techniques that are available to us that we can use to our benefit. So let us work on that together because what we have initiated is something that I am sure you have heard before. And it is not solely, we talk to the Department of Public Works, we talk to the Department of Tourism, we talk to the Department of Education, na yan lang. We are trying to put together a system that will work and will help each other. And so always remember this. Not always, despite the fact that I will probably say that any joint project, the Department of Public Works will be the lead department for the simple reason that you are the largest. But there are many agencies, and there, of course, are all of the other departments, and for that matter, my own office are there behind you to support you to make all that we undertake a success. At this point, it is probably a good moment to shift the focus now beyond just physical infrastructure and embrace the concept of inclusive and accessible design. Acknowledge the needs of all individuals, including people with disabilities, pregnant women, the old, elderly, the very young. Incorporate elements of our culture and history into our infrastructure designs to foster a sense of pride and belonging amongst our communities. We will harness the power of technological advancements and innovations in the development of our infrastructure systems. And most importantly, ensure the resilience, the dependability and adaptability and sustainability of our structure so that even future generations will use and benefit from it. It is one thing I learned that we have to always also remember kung minsan pagka nag-iisip tayo at pinag-uusapan natin ang isang proyekto, yan sabi maganda ito. We will build a building or we will build a bridge and we will do it this way, itong design, ganyan, ganyan. Okay, so what people sometimes forget is that the decision that we make today, we will have to live with for the next 80 to 100 years. So, wag natin lang iisipin kung ano yung maganda ngayon. Kailangan tumagal ito. Kasi hindi lang na after 10 years di natin gigibayin yun ang laki-laki ng binayad natin para diyan. So it has to stay relevant. Well, first of all, it has to physically survive that kind of time period. But more than that, that it is built and designed in such a way that that which we build will continue to serve its purpose for the next 80 to 100 years. And that has always been part of the planning that we have been doing now. And it is a lesson that I learned while studying all the experiences. Marami tayong in other countries, marami tayong naririnig na flagship project na napakaganda, napakalaki. Wala pang 10 years, nasira na, or na wala pang 10 years, hindi na kailangan, sayang lang yung ginamit na pondo para doon. At hindi na nakatulong sa taong bayan. So, yun ang dapat lagi nating alalahanin. Kung minsan nakakalimutan natin because we only think of what the project that we want to do now. Let us say, whatever, especially every large-scale project, what we now call flagship projects, those will have to last for what? 3 generations after us. Pero gandahan natin at gawin nating tama at pag-isipan nating mabuti para hanggang sa katagalan ay nakakatulong pa sa taong bayan. So as we look forward to the future, It is my hope that the Department of Public Works and Highways will remain true and responsive to the needs of of the Filipino people as you have done for the last 125 years. Let us listen to our people's voices, work with them so we can harness their strengths and synergize our efforts for the good. With all of us working together, I am sure we can form a united front and build infrastructure will not only improve the landscape, but enrich and empower the entire citizenry. Mabuhay ang lahat ng kawani, ng kagahuran, ng paggawain at ng sanambayan. Mabuhay kayong lahat and happy 125th anniversary. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Yusek Ding Panganiban. Also with us here is Senator Cinta Villar na ipinaglalaban, matagal nang ipinaglalaban ang agrikultura dito sa Pilipinas. And of course, yung hinahanap nila sa akala ko naghihiyaw na naman, parang rally na naman ito eh. Humihiyaw sila, akala ko ako na naman yung sikat. But of course, it is actually Congressman Sandro Marcos. The UN representative of the FAO, Lionel Dabadie, my fellow workers in government, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is with immense pride and honor, nakangiti lahat dahil may ulan, ano? Inaalala natin ng matagal kung anong mangyayari dun sa El Nino. Sinerte naman tayo na imbis na tayo ipagyuhin, ay tayo hinila. Hindi naman tayo binagyo, pero hinihila yung ulan dito. So kontrolin na lang natin yung flooding. Make sure that the Irrigation Association is taking full advantage of all of this rain na ma-direct sa tamang lugar. At baka naman masabi natin, siniswerte pa rin ang Pilipinas. Mahal talaga ng Diyos ang mga Pilipino. It's with very great pride that I join all of you here today to commemorate the 125th founding anniversary of the Department of Agriculture. As we look back to the long and storied past of this institution, it is crucial that we remember the development of the department over the past 125 years, and we must also recognize its impact on the lives of farmers, fisherfolk, and Filipino people. Starting as the Department of Agriculture and Manufacturing 125 years ago, the Department of Agriculture has seen the realization of many milestones, such as the implementation of the Masagana 99 program, which made the country self-sufficient and a rice exporting country. The implementation of the Agriculture, Fisheries and Modernization Act of 1997. This mobilized rural development and modernization of the country's agriculture and fisheries sector, and the promotion of urban agriculture to address concerns on food supply during COVID-19 pandemic. So first of all, let me recognize kayo, ang ating mga kasamahan, fellow officials and employees of the Department of Agriculture, and all the attached bureaus and agencies for your lifelong dedication to serving and shaping our society into what it is today. If there is one thing that I had always recognized, I really came to realize this when I was governor of Ilocos Norte, and I was trying to promote some of the agricultural sectors, yung aquaculture namin, yung aming siyempre yung aming rice expansion. Lahat ng ating ginawa na pati na sa pag-provide ng mga inputs. If there was one thing I learned at that time, ang dami talagang magaling na tao sa Department of Agriculture. At marami talaga na wala talagang iniisip at wala nang ibang ginagawa kundi makahanap ng paraan para pagandahin ang buhay ng ating mga magsasaka, para patibayin ang ating tinatawag na food supply. And that is why I am sure that the goals that we have set for ourselves in the next few years, that we have set for the Department of Agriculture in the next few years, are goals that we can achieve because we have all the different elements that are required. We have the expertise, we have the experience, we have the knowledge, we have the motivation to make things work. And so that is what we are trying to do, to put all your efforts into a single plan that everyone can follow. Kaya naman para magkaroon tayo ng madalas na marinig na sinasabi na tayo ay mag-coordinate and there will be a symbiosis of our work and we will come to see that these far-reaching goals that we have put before us can actually be achieved, that they will come. But I cannot say that we can do it without any of you. We have to be together. We have to work together. I know that it is something that all of you want. Because marami na sa inyong nakausap ko. Alam ko naman ang motivation talaga ninyo, pagandahin ang agrikultura. At kaya naman, malakas ang loob ko na masasabi na yung ating mga pinapangarap na sinasabi ng mga goals natin sa DA ay maaabot natin. Because with your help, we have harnessed the transformative potential of the agricultural sector in ensuring food sustainability, generating employment opportunities, mitigating poverty. Agriculture is and will always be an important contributor to our national economy. In the first quarter of 2023, the sector grew by 2.2%, contributing 9.1% to our GDP. Despite some modest gains, marami pa tayong kailangan gawin. Kaya kailangan natin pagmasdan, pag-aralan at bantayan yung mga iba't ibang puwersa na nararamdaman natin na kung minsan nagiging sagabal sa ating performance. Yan yung mga decreasing productivity, climate change, diminishing natural resources, at nagbabago rin ang ating market. But through the years, the DA Planner program and projects have continuously provided farm inputs, credit assistance, equipment, machinery, production, and post-harvest facilities. Kasama na rin dyan ang farm-to-market roads at ang ating mga irrigation para pagandahin ang ating productivity. We must continue to adapt and utilize the latest technologies and practices that will not only enhance our productivity and our quality of life, but will also open more doors to investment and market opportunities for our friends from outside of the Philippines. Moving forward, the DA will continue to devise interventions to advance our agri-fishery practices, improve the competitiveness of our agri-fishery products, further boost the income of our farmers and fisherfolk. In addition, we will expand access to our markets and related enterprises by enhancing our physical and our digital infrastructure, leveraging on private sector investments. As I have mentioned, there is still a great deal of work to do. But it is on this note I enjoin each of you to continue to exert all efforts to address the concerns of our sector so that we can achieve the goals we have set for ourselves, our sector, and for our country. Let us continue to engage in collaborative dialogue with experts, researchers, rural workers to solve the roots of the lingering problems. Learn and adopt climate-resilient and cutting-edge agricultural technologies so that we can be prepared for prospective contingencies. Through this, we can motivate more people, especially younger Filipinos, to toil to nourish our land and our seas, propelling the Philippines towards greater heights of security, prosperity, progress, and sustainability. So, as one department, let us continue to champion the well-being of our farmers, fisherfolk, and rural communities. Let us promote agricultural productivity and resilience while also maintaining environmental stability, and let us nurture inclusivity and pride in the noble work of feeding our people. We must realize how important the agri sector is to the Philippines, not only to our economy, but also to every single Filipino. We have all heard the issues of food supply, of food prices, of supply chain problems. And these are all of the things that we have to overcome if we are going to be able to say that the Department of Agriculture has achieved its ultimate goal in that we are able to provide to Filipinos all of the food supply, and isama na rin natin dyan, hindi na food supply lamang ang pinag-uusapan, that we are also able to provide the nutrition that we need to give to our people so we can say that the Philippines is a healthy country. Beyond that, beyond just the problems that we are facing in terms of providing adequate agricultural commodities to our people at the price that they can afford, is if you as you know, one of the great priorities of this administration is to pull out of the pandemic economy. And every analysis, kahit hindi magsasaka ang gagawa ng analysis, kahit na yung mga nasa bangko, kahit na yung mga World Bank, mga ADB, lagi nilang sinasabi, hindi aahon ang ekonomiya ninyo kung hindi gaganda ang agrikultura ninyo. Dahil lahat ng ating ginagawa sa ekonomiya ay pinagbabasihan ay ang matibay at masigla na agricultural sector. Ganun kahalaga ang trabaho ninyo. Ganun kaimportante, hindi lamang sa pagpakain ng tao, kung hindi sa pagpaahon ng Pilipinas pagkatapos ng pandemya. Let us always keep that in the back of our mind, so we will always remember that this work is not just something that you do because you cannot find another job, you cannot find another work. O sige, okay na, papasok tayo. Alalahanin natin lagi, napakalaki at napakahalagang bahagi ang ginagampanan ng agriculture sector, at ang pagpaganda ng agriculture sector ay kasama na yan, katumbas na yan ang pagpaganda sa Pilipinas. Kaya mabuhay ang kagawaran ng agrikultura, mabuhay tayong lahat. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. We may now be seated. Good morning and welcome to the first National Soil Health Summit. To formally begin our program, may we call on the Department of Agriculture Senior Undersecretary for his welcome remarks, the Senior Undersecretary Domingo F. Panganiban.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pride and honor to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. for being with us today. We have been very fortunate for the presence of our President. He is also our concurrent secretary as we mark another milestone for the Philippine agriculture sector. Today we have embarked on the first National Soil Health Summit with the theme, Securing Food and Nutrition Through Healthy Soils. This activity is jointly organized by the DA, Bureau of Soils and Water Management, DOST PICARD, the House of Representatives, ACIR, Griffith University, towards achieving common goals to increase soil awareness and promote soil health in support of sustainable soil management. Likewise, the first National Soil Health Summit is part of the 72 BSWM anniversary celebration. I'm grateful for the initiatives of the organizers who made it possible for bringing together our partners in this country. This is the first time that we convened and sat at a table at this significant event. We, from the agriculture sector, aim for positive work of partnership and collaboration to attain the goals of the activity. The overreaching goal of the summit is of utmost importance and timely to bring together the different institutions and stakeholders to share, exchange, and level expectations regarding soil health strategy for invigorating agricultural productivity in the Philippines. The UN agency's Intergovernmental Technical Group on Soils has defined soil health as the ability of the soil to sustain the productivity, diversity, and environmental services of terrestrial ecosystems. Healthy soils are the foundation of production of productive and sustainable food production. Nonetheless, agricultural activities such as soil silage operations, fertilizer application, and conversion of land causes soil degradation. In the country, the identified top two forms of soil degradation include soil erosion and the decline in soil fertility nutrient imbalances. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, 33% of the Earth's soils are already degraded. At over 90% would become degraded by 2050. This activity is an urgent call because the soil threat is considered as environmental and social consequences that compromise food production. This summit will provide us with comprehensive and science-based strategy on soil resources management from the global and local level to address soil degradation and improve soil health for revitalizing resilient Philippine agriculture. Through this activity, we will leverage our knowledge, resources, and partnership for the formulation of a resource-based policy and national health strategy. I look forward to working with you, and our partnership is vital in addressing the country's agricultural concerns. We encourage everyone to share their ideas and experiences to increase awareness and provide inputs on soil health information towards ensuring agricultural productivity. Once again, we welcome you to the first National Soil Health Summit. Thank you, and we look forward to more productive discussions ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Senior Yusek Panganiban. At this juncture, may we request everyone to direct your attention to the screen for an audio-visual presentation on the first National Soil Health Summit.
Healthy soil is the backbone of sustainable agriculture towards productivity and food and nutrition security in the Philippines. However, soil misuse and abuse often lead to various soil and soil health problems. Science and technology, policies, and partnerships are key in promoting soil health for a resilient and productive agriculture.
The National Soil Health Program is the BSWM's contribution to the DA's vision of climate resilient food and nutrition secured Philippines. The program provides a holistic and systematic approach in addressing soil health to ensure sustainable use and management of soil resources, enhance agricultural productivity, and increase farmers' income.
The USTP card recognizes the importance of improving soil health in the country through the research and development initiatives on the land and water resources management under the Harmonized National R&D Agenda on Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources.
In recent years, Australia and the Philippines have been working together to understand the agronomic constraints facing smallholder farmers and to understand what's driving soil degradation in the Philippines. Using science-based approaches, we've been able to demonstrate that agronomic practices and improved fertiliser management through understanding soil conditions can boost livelihoods of smallholder farmers and improve food security. We can also show that soil surveys and soil knowledge can better inform agricultural development by understanding the suitability of soils to agronomic conditions.
Soil science provides us better understanding of the issues, needs, and solutions we need for an effective national soil health program. There is an urgent need for science and evidence-based policy making to ensure that legislation, government appropriations respond to and address the needs of our agriculture sector. Scientists, researchers, policymakers, national and local government officials, private sector, international development partners, non-government organizations, smallholder farmers, all of us have stakes on and contributions to sustainable soil and land management in our country.
Institutions and stakeholders can work together towards implementing an inclusive and innovative soil health strategy, programs, and policies that will reinvigorate the country's agriculture. Securing food and nutrition through healthy soils is securing our future.
Thank you very much. Marami pong salamat. And now, may we call on the Department of Science and Technology Secretary, Renato Yusolidom Jr., to introduce our guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you very much, the Science and Technology Secretary, Secretary Renato Solidum. Please take your seat. Junior, Senator Cynthia Villar, and the other elected officials that are present here with us today, the Special Assistant to the President, Secretary Anton Lagdameo, Senior Undersecretary of the Department of Agriculture, Dim Panganiban, partner agencies in this first National Soil Health Summit. I am a little surprised that it is the first, because it is something that is so critical, and that is something that we have been getting a great many requests from locals, the LGUs themselves, cooperatives, in that we have to go and do the soil analysis in their place. So at least, whether or not it has been much delayed, I'm very happy that we are now here to participate in this first National Soil Health Summit. To all the experts and members of the academy who have taken time to participate in this event, thank you very much for your participation, and good morning to all of us. Let me greet the Bureau of Soils and Water Management a happy 72nd anniversary. and the joyful 12th anniversary to the DOST Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources R&D. So congratulations on to the different agencies who are celebrating their anniversary. This is, I cannot think of a more appropriate way to do that than for us to be attending this first National Soil Health Summit. We are all aware that our nation is blessed with rich and fertile lands that fed and empowered our people throughout our history. While that has been the case, we will still find ourselves burdened by grave and urgent issues in providing quality and sufficient food for our people, some of which are caused by factors beyond our control. Others are within, in fact, our control. We recognize strengthening our agricultural industry requires a cohesive overall approach, especially if we want to address the systemic and perennial ills in the sector. With this, we have begun the consolidation of farmers' cooperatives and associations and their lands, as well as the introduction of new technologies and machineries to our farmers, and giving them access to more efficient practices. We have also welcomed major investments in the agriculture industry from local and foreign investors as part of our plan to provide farmers with the capital and tools they need to boost productivity. While all these initiatives have a great deal of potential, we still need to address the growing problem of the degradation, acidification, and pollution in our soils. As the DNR has reported, 75% of our total cropland is vulnerable to erosion in various degrees, with agriculture losing about 457 million tons of soil annually. The conversion of lands for settlements and the loss of about 47 hectares of forest cover every year contributes significantly to soil degradation. Aside from these, around 11 to 13 million hectares are considered degraded. This is on top of the 2.2 million hectares that suffer from insufficient levels of soil fertility. Making matters worse is the improper use of fertilizers and pesticides that pollute and acidify our soil. Needless to say, our soil is under threat, and to continue to neglect this vital agricultural component will lead to even worse crises in the future. Therefore, I cannot emphasize enough how significant and influential this first National Soil Health Summit is. With a discourse amongst our leaders and the agricultural sector's brightest minds, I anticipate that this summit will spark more informed decisions and much needed innovation in the coming years. With a focus on sharing information and enhancing programs related to soil health, I believe that we can promote the sustainable use of our soil for the benefit of future generations. On the part of government, we have come up with a 5-point priority agenda on soil and water management, such as a national soil health program and the implementation of sustainable land management. This will ensure the proper use and management of soil resources, address land degradation, enhance crop productivity, and hence improve farmers' income. The administration shall empower the Bureau of Soil and Water Management to achieve these goals, especially through capacitating soil laboratories across the country to yield better data. We are conducting a soil and land resources mapping and evaluation process that includes soil-based and land-based level assessments, soil sample analyses, and digital map preparations under the Philippine Soil Land Resources Information Program. The administration is also exploring water security for climate-resilient rainwater technologies and the conduct of cloud seeding operations for agriculture. All this to improve water conditions in production areas, in critical watersheds, and in our reservoirs. These are all part of the collective efforts to mitigate the effects of the El Niño phenomenon. However, we in government cannot solve the issues affecting our soil and the agriculture sector as a whole on our own. As such, this summit is an opportune time for all of us here to collaborate, to share our wisdom and experience to improve our soil and boost our agricultural productivity, all the while promoting sustainability and environmental protection. This will play a pivotal role in nation building and uplifting the lives of our people. Congratulations on the conduct of this first National Soil Health Summit, and we look forward to the very useful production and output that will come out of this summit. Thank you very much, and have a truly fruitful gathering.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, may we request the President to kindly grant us a photo opportunity. May we invite on stage the DILG officials, governors, and House of Representatives. DOSTP card and ACR, please stand by.